Need to start on God. Sneako doesn't think anymore, just recites red pill talking points. I think that's like I said, I haven't even dissected and done my true investigation. That's when I really formed my opinion. But from when I met him, when y'all knew we did the streams together and stuff like that, I took him as a person who is trustworthy and a thinker, someone who looks this is real. I'm telling you, intelligence is one thing, but if your intelligence is a pawn to an agenda, then you're an intelligent puppet. You're a smart puppet. But when your intelligence can control itself and create its own roadmap, it can create its own agenda and change the agenda itself, and not become too attached to pushing whatever that agenda is, right? So meaning it can be changed. You're not I mean like compromised change. I mean conscious, intentional change. Meaning, oh shit, I was wrong, and here's how I was wrong, and I acknowledge that with humility, and I put the greater good or the greater direction of us above myself, right? Against all odds. And that's what you stand for. It's not becoming weak and easily convinced and wishy-washy and all over the place, and you don't stand for nothing and weak like that. But it's that you don't just become stuck in your ego and go push in one direction. You can't think no differently. Because everybody do that. We ain't getting nowhere. Right? But if your intelligence, this is what I was getting at. When your intelligence is self-managing, self-transforming, it can be updated. It can check itself, right? You're not the smartest puppet now. You are an independent thinker at the least. And when you're an independent thinker, you move through life freely. But guess what? It's very rare. It's very rare though. It's very rare and it's very difficult because it requires sacrifice. And the part of the problem with that is that when the masses, or as we say, NPCs, or the herd of sheep is going one way, because everybody's doing it, it feels right. When in reality, the masses of people are so influenced by a small group that when you realize that, you step back and be like, oh shit, I'm sitting here following these motherfuckers who following the next person in front of them. And they following the next person in front of them because they following the next person in front of them. Nobody know where they're going. Nobody has even questioned where they're going. They're just following the next person in front of them because they kind of heard it's the right way to go. Or they think it is because everybody's going that way. They can't stand alone. They can't themselves. They can't say fuck you. And they don't even realize everybody who is doing that shit never stop to think for themselves. So now you got to be able to be comfortable standing alone. Now you got to be able to be comfortable standing on your 10 toes and going against the grain. But checking yourself at the same time. This is all very difficult. It's easier said than done. It's easier said than done, like I said. But we having a discussion right now, so we talking about the blind leading the blind. What they say, in the valley of the blind, the person with one eye. I don't remember the rest of the quote. The person with eye will lead people. It's some shit like that. We ain't even got to sound super philosophical. The point I'm making is that everybody's arguing nowadays. It's rambled and mixed in the middle.